Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Make It With Me Monday. Once again from my dining room table, because if you saw my post earlier, I came down with a really nasty cold this week. And so my move downstairs did not quite happen like I had planned. So still at the dining room table. So you might hear Zach or a kitty or something, but hopefully this is the last time we're doing that. So I wanted to start out by showing you one of the new Christmas DSPs that I have gotten. It's an online exclusive one. It's called Shining Christmas. And what I love about this one, this was going to be great. You know, there's lots of shine here. I'm going to hopefully not be blinding you all. But what's great about this one is there's literally only two colors plus white. So it's cherry cobbler and mossy meadow. And that's it. And then you've got white backgrounds or not, then white parts in either the background or the accents. So this would be great for mass producing a bunch of Christmas cards if you just take one of the chop it methods where you're cutting like 3x4 pieces or something like that. You can go through all the papers, make them all a little bit different DSPs, but you can whip out a whole bunch of Christmas cards really quickly and then just need to get two colors of cardstock. And you probably already have some white. It's going to be so cute. All right. So this one is a mossy background with candy canes. And then the other side is not shiny, so there's these little white X's on top of the cherry cobbler one. This one's really fun. It's going to be on one of my samples tonight. It's all holly and berries. And then the other side kind of looks like snow. I'm also going to use this on something you'll see in a little bit. I love this argyle pattern. Look at that. And wouldn't that be really fun if you had like a stocking die or something like that to make really cute argyle stockings? So cute. And then, oops, it's upside down. Ornaments on this side. Fun stripes with little dot patterns in them. And then this side is not fun. All the whole little rows or strings of lights. That would be a great background for your scrapping page too. And then look at the cute presents. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And then this one just has this plain cherry cobbler pattern on the back. And I think these trees are absolutely adorable. Cute little sketched trees. And then a little, I don't know if that's herringbone, but fishbone type pattern on the back side. All right, so that is Shining Christmas. It is an online exclusive only DSP, and I highly recommend picking up a pack or two. And like I said, get some mossy cardstock and some cherry cobbler cardstock, and you have quick and easy Christmas card stack you can make. All right, so let's get started tonight. This is episode 140. I am so excited that we have been doing this together for so long. Super, super cool. All right, you're going to start out tonight with a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score that at 4 1/4. Now, since this is Halloween tomorrow, I'm actually going to be showing you guys a Halloween card. I haven't shown very much of that over this holiday season, but I have this Them Bones designer series paper that's really cute, and we're going to be delving into that a little bit. So I have pumpkin pie for that, and then in the same color, you want a rectangle, that is 2 3/8 by 2 5/8. In your pick another cardstock, you wanted to have a strip that is 1/2 inch by 4 inches and 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. I have basic black as my other cardstock color. And then your designer series paper, you have one piece that's 1 by 4, and that one's going to be used vertically just in case you have a print that is directional. And you have a piece that's 3/4 inches by 5 1/4, and that one is going to lay horizontally. And then you'll need a neutral piece, 2 1/4 by 2 1/2, and you're going to need to fill that with something. So grab stamps, large phrases, all that fun stuff. Oh, speaking of grab stamps, you know what I'd left over in the other room is my stamp set. Hold on, guys. Okay, here we go. It's really hard to stamp without stamps. Here is the set I'm going to feature tonight. It's called Throughout the Year, and very aptly named, as you might be able to tell, with lots of great phrases. I love the mix and match of different fonts, bold or not bold, and all that great stuff. And you've got pretty much a year's worth of stuff covered on this. So you've got Easter, Happy Holidays, birthday, you mean so much, best of luck, be my Valentine, a thank you, trick or treat, and cheers to you in the new year. Yep, this is a perfect set for if you need to upgrade, update, some of your phrasing, this is one I would very much recommend picking up. So you will see all of my samples tonight have one of these phrases on them. And then I'll be featuring DSP from various different ones, and I'll call those out as we go through. Okay, so I am going to take this one, and I am going to take my, there we go, black here, and I am going to take my Trick or Treat and my black ink, and we're going to go ahead, mount that up. All right, and then I'm going to have a Trick or Treat over here. And then I'm going to grab my punch from the Pumpkin Pick-a-Patch set. And I left my scrap of pumpkin cardstock on the other table as well. Wait a day, guys. It has been a week, I tell ya. Where did you go, Pumpkin? Ooh, you know what? I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to grab my bright DSP that has the pumpkin pie color in it, and we're going to make a pumpkin out of that, because that's cute. All right, let's get that large pumpkin shape. So again, you can use stamped images, you can use things you've cut out or punched from designer series papers, all kinds of great stuff. So I've got my little Trick or Treat pumpkin right here. You know what? I'm going to put him on first, and I'm going to move my phrase over. I should have put my image on first. Lesson to you all. Make sure you've got it all balanced out before you start taping everything down, right? All right, here we go. Trying that again with my Trick or Treat. All right, perfect. There we go. So now we have a pumpkin with a Trick or Treat. And I'm going to take, where did you go? Where did you go? Okay, I have a very stubborn missing piece of, I had a piece of crumb cake cardstock in order to make his little stem. So I will add him later because I know it's here somewhere. And I've already walked away from the table twice. Can't keep doing that, guys. Oh my gosh. It's a Monday. Can you tell it's a Monday? It's totally how I feel tonight. As you can tell, I still have a little bit of a tickle throat, all this kind of really fun stuff. Okay, so you've got your neutral rectangle all done up with your images, phrases, whatever you decided to do. So I'm going to go ahead and you're going to mount that onto that piece of cardstock. That should just be about 1/8 of an inch larger all the way around. So kind of a thin border for that. Okay, so that is going to be basically the focal image of your layout. So go ahead, grab your card base and give that a good burnish. I buried my bone folder because I'm really good at that. So you can take my edge of my block and do it that way. All right, so you can decide, I'll show you a couple different options here, and then you'll see them throughout all of my samples. So first we're going to start with our inch wide, and 1/2 inch sized that are 4 inches long. These again are going to go vertically, and we're going to put them somewhere to the left of the card. You can decide if you want to fit this directly into the corner, or if you want to start it out a little bit. That is totally your call. So let me give a little bit of space on this one. I think most of mine are pretty close to the corner, so I'm going to give you a little bit different look with this one. And adhesive is going to help me on that one, of course. So we're going to put some adhesive on that strip. And I'm going to start mine, let's see, right about there. Okay, and it's 4 inches, so you should have just a little bit of a border on each end. And then grab that designer series paper, the one that you picked out that goes vertically, and it's 1 inch by 4. We're going to put adhesive on that. And you can decide if you want all of this cardstock to show. You're going to just butt it right up against that piece right there. If you want to use a little less of it, or really a little less of it, you can decide on this one here. So I'm going to take and overlap it just a touch. So I still have a good amount of my black cardstock showing. Now we're going to do the same thing with our horizontal pieces, as you may have guessed already. So I've got my horizontal piece like this. I'm going to start with the horizontal piece that is the cardstock. And so basically we're kind of making a little bit of a crisscross pattern So again, I'm going to go up a little bit like so. And then this one's going to go underneath it. And then I'm going to turn it this way to put that on there. It's a little bit easier for me to look at it that way. And overlap that just a tiny bit. So again, you don't have to overlap them at all. You can overlap them a little or a lot or whatever you want to do. Okay? Now you're going to take your focal image and you can put it directly down if you like. You can pop it up on some dimensionals. I will tape it directly down so you can see what that looks like. And throughout some of the other samples, you will see where I have put other parts like that, either raised up or something to that effect. Okay, guys, there is the layout for tonight. Pretty simple, comes together pretty quickly. A nice way to get rid of either thin scraps of cardstock or designer series papers. That's really a nice little way to do that. All right, so let's put that off to the side a little bit. I think you can still see. Yep, you can still see that one. Okay, so let me go through some samples. Again, every phrase you see comes from throughout the year, and then I borrowed a few little small images from some other stamp sets, so I will let you know what those are as I go through the samples. All right, this one is using one of the back sides of the All About Autumn designer series paper. Oh, you might not even figure that out by the color pattern they've got here. So this is Moody Mauve and Pretty Peacock. So kind of a different color palette, and the back sides of each of those have a little bit of a metallic sheen in there. So it's got a little bit of a gold or a coppery tone inside of that pattern. This little tiny heart comes from Phrases for All. I thought it went pretty nicely with the You Mean So Much and just a little touch of love, right? So there's that one. And then here is another one from the All About Autumn designer series paper. This piece has just a whole bunch of leaves all over it. So cut down a couple of those. I have Cajun Craze here, and as you can see, I used just a little bit of that peeking through. I borrowed my image from Earth and Textures and stamped it in copper clay, but I stamped off first so that my phrase is a little bit bolder. So I used the thank you phrase in direct copper clay ink, and then a few of the dots, the speckled dots from that suite in a crumb cake color, actually, because it was kind of pulling in some of the lightness that you see in some of that designer series paper. All right, so for my birthday sample, I picked up Merry Bold and Bright, which is actually, it is a Christmas pattern, or Christmas designer series paper on one side, but the other side has just literally what it says, bold and bright. So there's stripes and polka dots and all kinds of different things. And it makes really a great set of color combinations for birthday cards, frankly. So I used Lemon Lime Twist and Melon Mambo. It's a couple of the colors that are in this striped paper here. And again, this one has them just literally right next to each other. So there's a lot more of that cardstock showing. And this cute little confetti type image comes from Zoo Crew. I wanted just a little bit of something splashy for a birthday, and did those in those. I stamped off the Melon Mambo for the background ones, so they're a little bit lighter, and then you can definitely see the happiest of birthdays coming through there. All right, turning back to Christmas, here's the first one that's going to show you that paper from the Shining Christmas. I used the one with the holly and the berries, and what I did here, I also took my cherry cobbler pieces of cardstock and I ran them through the embossing folder. That's one of the 3D Basics one. It's that crosshatch pattern. And I also added another layer. So I took a 4x4, 5 1/4 piece of Mossy Meadow again, so that it would be a layer up that is popped up on dimensionals. But this embossing folder I ran through with is timeless or time-worn type, sorry. And then from the Magical Meadow dies, I borrowed the holly and the leaf dies out of there to make those. So that's, again, Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler make a really great pairing there. And then these are the Festive Pearls in Cherry Cobbler as well. So that's like I said, I love about this particular designer series paper is you only have a limited amount of color to work with. And they're great Christmas colors. Definitely a regally looking Christmas combination. And then you can add your own pops of metallic or like a gold or a silver or something in there, and you have just a really lovely, lovely combination there. All right, and then on the other side of that, as I showed you, was this little dotted pattern that's really supposed to kind of represent snow. But I took it and I turned this into a Valentine's one because there's a Be My Valentine in that set. So it's the Cherry Cobbler again, and I added just the black as the accent. I used that black and white gingham ribbon, and then I did lay these pieces next to each other, but as I did one, I drew around it with my marker, so you can see they each have kind of like a black frame highlighting each of those pieces. And then those hearts again come from Phrases for All. As you can see, there's a solid one and an outline one, so I used them both to finish off my Valentine message. All right, let me bring this back in. Here was my original trick or treat with my punched pumpkin, and I will add his little stem on there when I remember where I put that scrap of crumb cake cardstock. All right, so for my stepped up version, I did a few things that you've already seen. Oh, I forgot to mention too, I took this one obviously and it's vertical, and then in this one I did the pattern onto the right side as opposed to the left. You probably figured that out though as you were watching. Okay, so here again I have another layer with that that I've embossed. It's directly put on there though, it's not raised up on dimensionals or anything. And I took one extra little tiny piece of designer series paper and I laid it across the top, so there's actually two pieces here and then the black in between. I had this little tiny piece left over because originally I cut it for 1 inch and I only needed 3/4, so that is the quarter I cut off. Otherwise what I probably would do is cut a piece that is like 1 inch or 1 1/4 inches wide and just lay the black cardstock on top. And then you just cover up a little bit of the DSP. Okay, and then I took some pumpkins from the pick of the patch, stamped them on there, stamped one specifically on a separate piece of paper, put his little jack-o'-lantern face on there, and then added him to the pile there. There's that stem that you'll see later on the other pumpkin. And then again, a little bit of that black and white gingham ribbon to finish that off. There's also an extra layer behind the top here that you'll see, and that is done in black with the pumpkin and the white. All right, everybody, that is everything from tonight. So here's our original layouts. Again, the one I did on camera, and then the one that stepped up a little bit for you. All right, then I've got, again, the Valentine sample. Here's your Christmas sample, birthday, more of a fall autumny one, and then just a generic, you mean so much. It's still gratitude. So if you did that with your fall colors, that definitely for me feels more of like your Thanksgiving and gratitude verse. Or of course, you mean so much could be literally just for anything you want it to be. So again, throughout the year, great versatile set for having around for all different kinds of occasions. And I really love the different fonts that they've used in here. Highly, highly recommend that one, guys. All right, if you have any questions, everything will get posted by the end of the night, and you'll have all the ordering numbers and the page numbers and all that great stuff listed out there. And then eventually this will get uploaded to YouTube as well, so it will always be there for you to find. All right, I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already had a chance to find all your trick-or-treaters at your door, ours is tomorrow night on Halloween, so we will definitely be doing that. It was really fun to play with a little bit of Halloween tonight, considering that nice and spooky holiday is tomorrow. Have a great one, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye.